Hey, what's happening, Disney Readers? It's me, the Guy01, and welcome to this week's versus episode on the Walkthrough channel. This week, it's Bobby Lashley against Shawn Michaels. It is our weekly birthday versus. We had 3 birthdays this week. We had Bobby Lashley's birthday on July 16th. He turned 47. I swear this man is aging in reverse. It was Jinder Mahal's birthday. A few days later, July 19th, he turned 37. And today is Shawn Michaels' birthday, July 22nd. He turns 58. So, just to put this into perspective, Shawn Michaels is only 11 years older than Bobby Lashley, and has been retired for the last 14 years, pretty much. I mean, since WrestleMania 26. I mean, I know he's come back a couple times, but I mean, from like full-time competition, it's been like almost 14 years. But so, Shawn Michaels was, let's see, 14 years. So yeah, 14 years ago. So Shawn Michaels was 44 when he retired. Bobby Lashley is 3 years older than Shawn Michaels when he retired at WrestleMania 26. And Lashley's still going. Alright. Moving on. Anyway, that's just... yeah. So, moving on to Raw. Raw began with Cody Rhodes once again challenging Brock Lesnar for a match at SummerSlam. Brock Lesnar came out, beat up Rhodes once again before accepting the match. Basically the same thing we've been seeing for the last, I want to say, couple months. I mean, I don't know why they're doing this. I mean, I know they're trying to keep Cody busy. I know they want to keep Cody busy until next year's WrestleMania. You know, so when he does the rematch with Reigns, I know they want to keep him busy, but, you know, when it comes to this feud, having him constantly get beat up by Lesnar over and over, I mean, kind of makes him, you know, the idea of him being a credible threat to Lesnar, you know, seem kind of ridiculous. I mean, this guy cannot, like, stand toe-to-toe with him. We've been shown that repeatedly. And now we're expected to believe that he can beat him in a... I mean, I guess what they're trying to show is that Brock can beat him in a straight-up fight, but maybe Cody can beat him in a pure wrestling match, but I don't know. I don't really like the build for this whole Cody-Lesnar thing. Gunther beat Matt Riddle. Sonya Deville and Chelsea Green beat Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez to become the new Women's Tag Team Champions. That came out of nowhere. I mean, I knew that they were like #1 contenders, but I didn't expect them, you know, to get them. First of all, I didn't expect them to, you know, have the title match on Raw of all things, especially with SummerSlam not too far away. But I really didn't expect them to actually win the belts. I mean, people kind of joke around of like the women's belts tend to get basically just handed around a lot or tossed around. And when it comes to the tag team belts, yeah, I'd agree with that. I mean, because now you're left in a position where obviously the next match has to be, or the next step has to be the rematch, which is almost definitely going to take place at SummerSlam. And if the plan is just to put the belts back on Liv and Raquel, then you've got Sonya Deville and Chelsea Green basically only holding the belts for a week or two before losing them. Which, you know, takes away the whole excitement of Liv and Raquel winning them back, since Sonya and Green didn't really get a chance to actually run with the belt. I mean, if that's the plan, I would have just held off the switch, or just hold off the match until SummerSlam, and if you want to do the switch then, go ahead. But I mean, if the plan is to get the belts back onto Liv and Raquel, which I hope that's what the plan is, since, you know, they're like the two fan favorites in terms of the women's tag team division. I mean, I would have just had them retain at SummerSlam if that's the plan. But we'll see what they decide to do. I'm gonna guess that Liv and Raquel end up winning the titles back at SummerSlam. That's my guess. Moving on with Raw, the Viking Raiders beat Chad Gable and Otis. Shayna Baszler beat Nikki Cross. Afterwards, Ronda Rousey came out to cut a promo on Baszler, and what was actually a pretty decent promo, although there's a few lines in there that, you know, if you know Ronda and her career, especially in UFC, you kind of, there's a few holes in there that, even though, you know, they're trying to tell like a narrative, if you know her history, you know that there's some half-truths or kind of some stretches in there. But it mainly culminated with Ronda accepting a match against Baszler at SummerSlam. That's the big takeaway from that. Bronson Reed faced Shinsuke Nakamura in a one-on-one match, which ended with Tommaso Ciampa attacking Reed, causing a DQ. Afterwards, in frustration, Nakamura took out Tommaso Ciampa. That could be a fun triple threat match at SummerSlam. Reed versus Nakamura versus Ciampa. I'd watch that. And in the main event, Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn beat Dominic Mysterio and Damian Priest to retain the undisputed tag team titles. And a really good match. Ow. Uh-oh. Up we go. Moving on with SmackDown. First match of the night saw Rey Mysterio beat Cameron Grimes, Sheamus, and LA Knight to move on to the finals of the US title tournament, which means he will be going up against Santos Escobar. The winner of that match will then face Austin Theory for the US title at SummerSlam. Once again, as is with basically every match featuring LA Knight, the crowd was 100% behind him, and then when he lost, fans weren't happy. I mean, it wasn't as bad as it's been before, as everyone loves Rey so much, but you can definitely tell that Knight was the favorite to win. Ow. Charlotte Flair beat Io Sky in a one-on-one match. Immediately after the match, Asuka attacked Charlotte Flair to continue their rivalry heading into SummerSlam. Speaking of Santos Escobar and Austin Theory, Austin Theory decided to test his luck and basically give a little preview of what might happen at SummerSlam when he challenged Santos to a one-on-one match. Santos surprisingly beat Austin Theory, upsetting the US champion. So we'll see if, you know, Santos beating Theory tonight leads to anything. Yeah, I'm not going to finish the match yet. We still got some more to talk about, so we're still going. So something I should mention is on NXT this week, the Judgment Day made a surprise appearance with Dominic Mysterio challenging for the North American Championship and actually winning it. So now Dominic Mysterio is the North American Champion, and his first title defense came on SmackDown this week, where he wrestled Butch for the North American title. and retained after interference from Rhea Ripley, of course. So it's interesting because when you first won, I was thinking, okay, it seems like WWE wants to like legitimize. Is that how you say that? Legitimize Judgment Day as a stable, and they want to do that by basically doing that, classic thing where every member of the stable holds a title at one point. And while technically holding Money in the Bank briefcase isn't technically holding a title, it's still, a big deal. But it also came across as they didn't feel that Dominic was ready to hold a main roster title, but they still wanted him to hold a title to, complete that picture. So they had him win the North American title. That's just my opinion. That's how it came across to me. And maybe this will lead to Finn Balor, we get that image at SummerSlam where you've got Rhea Ripley as the women's champion, Finn Balor as world heavyweight champion, Dominic as North American champion, Priest as Mr. Money in the Bank. Everyone's got something. Everyone's got a prize. So I think that's what they're trying to build to. Which is funny that, it's clear that, the only way to get that picture done, because, you're not going to put Dominic up there against Gunther right now. And have him beat him. I mean, that would cause a freaking riot. But honestly, I don't see why they don't just give him the U.S. title, because I think having Dominic be the U.S. champion would get the title, I don't know, more credibility, but I think more like screen time than it's currently getting with Theory. And currently, I think more people care about Dominic Mysterio in the Judgment Day more than they care about Theory in his U.S. title reign. So I think putting the U.S. title on Dominic actually would have done the U.S. title a favor, and would have avoided taking the title away from NXT, because now that title is going to be mainly featured on the main roster, I'm assuming. We'll see what they do with it. And the final segment of the night was Jey Uso confronting Roman Reigns as well as Solo Sikoa to discuss the stipulation for the Jey Uso-Roman Reigns match at SummerSlam. Jey Uso revealed that it would be a no-holds-barred match, something that was decided on by the elders of the tribe, which caught Roman off guard. Basically finding out that this decision was made without his knowledge, and yet Jey knew it. So it's going to be no holds barred, Roman Reigns versus Jey Uso at SummerSlam. Winner will not only be the undisputed Universal Champion, but will also win the title as the Tribal Chief. So we'll see where they go with that. The segment ended with Solo Sikoa attempting to attack Jey Uso, but once again being held back by Roman Reigns. This gave Jey an opening to take out Solo before staring down Reigns to close out the show. I do like this kind of theme of, Reigns, like Solo being like, let's just get rid of this guy, and Reigns being the one to basically hold him back. It'll be interesting to see if this backfires at SummerSlam. Like if Jey, is close to beating Reigns, Solo attempts to make the save, but Reigns holds him back, and as a result, Jey ends up beating Reigns or something. That'd be a fun twist. Make him tap. Make him tap. No. No. Dang it. Ow. My toes. Ow. Oh no. Oh no, you don't. Ow. Uh-oh. Oh no, you don't. Get out of here. Alright, time to finish this. Line them up. Charge! Turn them inside out. Well, that does it for me. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and make new videos all the time. Stay tuned for next week's Versus, and next week, I think this is the second week in a row where I've said that, you know, this is going to be the last episode of our Injustice 2 walkthrough, and then I said, nope, we're going to do one more. This upcoming one is actually going to be the very last episode we do, at least walkthrough. Technically, we did finish the story. We did technically finish the game this week. But next week we're going to go back and do the alternate ending where Superman ends up winning. So we're going to do the Superman ending for Injustice 2. We did the Batman ending first. I like to think of that as the canon ending. Although I guess they're technically both canon endings, depending on which one you choose. But anyway, yes, next week we will, for real this time, finish Injustice 2. And of course next week we'll do another Versus with WWE 2K23. Hope you guys enjoyed. This is Guy01 and the almighty Bobby Lashley signing out. Bye guys.